If you're a real estate agent, you want to pay attention for the next couple of minutes, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down exactly how we run ads for real estate clients that produce 3 to 6 sales in the course of 90 days. Now, I know that's not a huge goal, but once you get an idea of how this works, it's really only a matter of getting started before you start seeing results, and then you can just duplicate that over and over and over again. So this whole process is built off of one main idea. That main idea is that if you treat people like people, money won't be a problem. When most people get into advertising online, what they do is they post a bunch of things on their Facebook and they're like, buy this house, it's great. Here's how many bedrooms it has. Here's how many baths. Here's some kind of special feature. You should give me a call if you're interested. And the thing is, they do this over and over and over and over again, and it doesn't work. And if you go on Facebook right now, Instagram right now, you can go and look and see there are hundreds, if not thousands of pages that real estate agents have set up where they're doing that every single day, and they're not making any sales. And the reason is because they're not treating people like people, and they're not treating people like they would if they were trying to actually sell them a home. If they're actually trying to build a relationship with them that's going to result in actually closing the deal. So what I'm going to go over is I'm going to actually share my screen with you. I'm going to show you how I build these out, and I'm going to actually give you the whole process from the beginning to the end and how to do this so that you have a deep understanding of what to do, how to do this in a way that works, and you have a process you can repeat over and over again. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. Let's see. Here we go. Perfect. Now, what you're looking at is Facebook Ads Manager. This is my ads account. Give it a second, it's warming up. And what I'm going to be doing in here is I'm going to create an actual campaign, and then I'm going to go over with you how you do this in a way that makes sense. Because here's the thing, what most people are going to do is they're going to get to this screen that's loading right now, and they're going to say, oh wow, there's a button I can click that says lead generation. I need leads, so I'm going to run an ad. And then they build an advertisement, and it's a picture of a house with all of that stuff I just said that doesn't work, because people don't want to be sold, right? They want to buy a house, but they don't want you to just yell at them, buy my stuff online until you just get blocked, right? Or they unfollow you. So the way you go about doing this is you come into Facebook Ads Manager, and instead of doing what everybody else is doing that isn't working, you focus on the one thing that matters, which is the person you're trying to communicate to. And when I say that, I mean you need to have a deep understanding of who your ideal client is. And you know, if I asked you watching this, whatever time, wherever you're at, whenever you're watching this, if I said, who's your ideal client? I could probably guess that you're going to tell me a couple of things. Person who makes this much money, that's married, that's in this age range, that lives in this area. And that's really great to understand. You have to know who it is you can and can't sell to, right? But the thing is, there's a big problem with that. And the problem is that doesn't tell me anything about the person you're trying to sell to. Meaning, what is their temperament? You know, are they an alpha go-getter? They just got to get out there and conquer the next mission? Or are they super social? They just want to have fun and make as many friends as possible and live it up? Or maybe they're really nurturing. They care about their friends and family. They just want to do what matters and take care of people. Maybe they're really analytical and they want to look at the numbers. They got to know every single detail, and they have to know before they can make a decision. Or, you know, some of the other information, like where are they at politically and religiously? What kinds of things do they do for fun? What kinds of TV shows do they watch? What kinds of books do they read? Are you getting an idea of what I'm saying here? What I'm saying is you have to know who you're selling to before they're in front of you. And then you have to write this all out and basically say, okay, now I feel like I can see this person almost. I almost feel like I know them. And this is honestly the most fun part of this process, because you get to decide, hey, this is who I'm going to sell to. Because the thing is, it's like 2 billion people that are using Facebook. In fact, it's more than that. It's 2.2 billion people that are using Facebook. And 1 out of every 6 minutes on a smartphone is being spent on Facebook. It's a huge, huge amount of time and a huge marketplace, meaning that there are so many different kinds of people you can market to that you get to choose. You don't have to say, well, I just want to get what I can. And so the way we build this out is before we ever go to get them to try and sign up to say, yes, give me a call, sell me a house, we start with something that a lot of people out there don't do, and they don't get sales because they don't do this. And we start with running engagement campaigns where we are getting people to engage with content because what we're going to do is build out a sequence of events that mirror what happens in real life. So when you go to sell somebody, before you can even talk to them about buying your product, what do you have to do? To shake their hand, right? Reach your hand out. Hey, whoever you are, this is my name. Nice to meet you. Blah, blah, blah. I heard you might be looking for real estate. So you introduce yourself, right? So the first thing you do in a new market isn't go running into it, yelling about this great house you have, and man, it's got 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, and I can't wait for you to buy it. You should give me a call. Somebody text me right now. You got to get this house. No. Slow your roll. You got to do things in order, right? So the first thing you need to do is introduce yourself. Now, you run an engagement campaign where the goal of the campaign isn't to get people to buy your product. It's to find out who it is that likes you and is willing to engage with you. That is the beginning. So you start with a campaign like that and you go in here, and I'm actually going to give you guys an idea of like a client avatar. And some of you are going to be like, this is my guy. Some of you are going to be like, hell no, I will not sell to somebody like that. And the reason for using the avatar I'm going to show you right now is because it highlights a very important point, which is you need your market to absolutely 100% believe in, trust you, view you as an authority, and you need to be able to build enough reciprocity with them that they would never buy from anybody else. At the same time, though, you need to be able to get people who you don't want to sell to out of your way. And the way you do that is you start with an engagement campaign. And, I'm here in California, so I'm going to go ahead and just throw California in here. And I'm just going to act like I'm not picky and I don't mind driving anywhere in this state to make a sale. Now, like I said about the whole demographic thing, obviously, people who are 18 to 25, for the most part in California at least, they're not going to be buying houses. If you know anything about the market here, not going to happen. So now I have the age, the location, and the income I can't actually target because of the laws around discrimination in marketing for housing and credit and finance. You're not allowed to actually put income in here. So what I'm going to do though is I'm going to say, hey, Facebook, I need a very specific kind of person. So I'm going to throw this person's information in here. And what we're going to do is we're going to say they are a conservative. And as you can see here, there's a bunch of different options, right? And one of the things that a lot of people will do is they'll go down to this bottom part where it says likely engagement with U.S. political content conservative. Now, that isn't necessarily a bad idea, except that if the content is really inflammatory and somebody who is more liberal sees it, they're going to engage with that. So what's going to end up happening is, let's say you really want conservatives. You're like, these are my people, right? You don't want to pick an audience like that, because what it's going to do is include people that engage with content even if they don't match that. So the easy way around that is to actually target people who have shown an interest in pages that are explicitly conservative content. Now the next part of this is, let's say we're going to go ahead and say that they're Christian. So whoops, throw Christianity in there and we'll click on, if you see here, Bible. Okay. And then the next thing I'm going to throw in here is Western movies, Western genre, and then we're going to throw in NRA. And this last one we're going to throw in just for fun, riding horses. So our client avatar we're looking at here is a conservative Christian who's a member of the NRA that likes riding horses and watching Western movies on the weekend. So as you're watching this, one of the things I want to ask you is, can you imagine what kind of person this is? Can you imagine who they voted for in the last presidential election, or who they're going to vote for in the next one? So this gives you a good idea of who the actual person is, so that you can then go and say, hey, you know what? Based off of what I know about this person, I can extrapolate out of that the questions and concerns they're going to have. Because now, instead of just, doing what a lot of people do, which is like, let's throw as much at the wall as possible and hope something sticks. Now you're in a position that you're saying, hey, you know what? Let's strategize. This person has very specific questions and concerns. Let's go figure out what that is. And then what you do is, you go to the last page of this after you've, gone through and picked your placements, picked where it is you're going to, what the goal is you're looking for and how much you're willing to spend. Then you go to this last page. And on this last page, what you're going to do is you're going to create content that answers questions. And these are questions that people may or may not have already asked you. These are going to be questions that are specific to your ideal client. And the reason you're going to do this is because you want to be in a position that when you're talking to your ideal client in the way that they want to be talked to, they understand that you understand them. And the thing is, the way Facebook's algorithm is set up is they want to see that people are actually engaging. They want to see that people are actually commenting, that they're actually interested in what it is you have to say in a very positive way. And the way that they assess that is in order of importance: comments, shares, likes, and reactions. And because of the way they have that set up, when it comes to creating your content for your ads, you want to know that the questions you're asking are relevant to the people who you're answering them for. And then when you go back in Ads Manager, you create a second and a third and a fourth ad, and you only retarget the people who engaged with your previous ads. That way, every single time you run an ad, you're in a position that the people who are paying attention are fewer and fewer, but they're getting warmer and warmer. So each time you run this ad sequence, where you start maybe 3 to 4 ads total, right? And then that fourth ad, you actually run a lead generation ad, or you run a conversion ad where you're sending them to a landing page, and you give them something of value where you say, hey, you know what? I've worked with X amount of people, and over the last couple of years, I've noticed that people have this main concern. And so I actually created this PDF. It's completely free to you. Just click below and you can fill it out. We'll email it right over to you so you can get an idea of how to overcome this problem like everyone else I've worked with has, so that you don't end up losing thousands of dollars when you buy a home, or losing thousands of dollars off the value of your home because of these couple of things, right? And just to give you an idea, a couple of examples, the three steps, the 3 deadly sins homeowners make that cost them tens of thousands of dollars when they buy their first home. The 5 mistakes that cost people $35,000 and more off the value of their home, and how to fix it, right? And these are easy things. I mean, as a real estate agent, right, you go in and you say, hey, you know what? I noticed that you don't have the doors here. They need to be repainted. And let's go get like a $50 rug, just a nice little rug we can throw down here, and let's get the lighting correct in here so we can get some good pictures. And we should be able to actually list this for about $50,000 or $60,000 more, right? People who are selling their homes a lot of times don't know these things, and a lot of real estate agents out there aren't going to take the time to explain it to them. So you can make sure that all of the content you're putting out is valuable to your ideal client, instead of buy my shit, buy my shit, buy my shit, and then nobody buys it, and you're like, I don't understand. I don't think this Facebook thing works. The reality is, if you care about people, if you take care of people, money's going to take care of itself. There's no question about it. I mean, if you look back in any part of your life where you really took care of people, money happened, right? You didn't have to worry about it when you really put the effort in. So when it comes to running the ads, building out the campaign, always remember you start with the person first. You run the engagement campaign. You retarget people from that group in Facebook. Facebook will give you the option to do this. It's really simple to do. You retarget them with the secondary ad. And that secondary ad is more value. You just give. You're like, hey, look, you have some questions, you have some concerns, and my job is to make sure that you can get from where you are to where you want to be, because I'm the guy in the middle with the map. I've got the knowledge. I know the terrain. I know how we can get through these obstacles. And then that third step, the final video, is where you give them the opportunity to work with you. And the conversation you're going to have at that point with them is going to be completely different than anything you've ever had, because they feel like you already know them and they feel like they already know you. So it could be an awkward situation, because you're going to be like, man, like, this person is exactly who I imagined in my head. It's the exact kind of person that I want to work with, and they already have all the answers that they need. I just have to find the property that fits that need. So when it comes to getting these things happening, when it comes to building content and running the ads to do this, as long as you have a very clear understanding of who your ideal client is, you're not going to have any problems with the ads, because if you follow the sequence, it follows the sales cycle exactly, from beginning to assessing needs and answering questions to making the deal happen, getting the paycheck. And that's really what it is all about, right? At the end of the day, when it comes to running advertising, when it comes to doing the content, it's all about helping people. Yeah, you get paid, but I mean, you get paid doing anything. When it comes to getting people into homes, though, you're not getting them a building. They're not homeless, right? Like, they couldn't get approved for a loan if they were homeless. What it is they have a dream. They have something in their head that says, hey, look, like, this is the way I imagine my life being. I've wanted this my whole life. I want to be in that kitchen cooking the kids pancakes on Saturday morning while they're watching cartoons. I want to be laying in bed with my wife and my husband talking about our future together. I want to be, sitting in the front room on Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, with all my friends around, watching the game, eating chicken wings. Like, people are looking for the dream. They're not looking for the building, because there's a lot of buildings out there. And, as of recording this, what is today? June 25th, 2019, interest rates are at an 10-year low for the second time in 6 months. Most parts of the country, there's an excess of inventory, so buyers have negotiating power. It's never been a better time, at least in the last 10 years, for people to buy a home. And if you use something like this and you really focus on giving as much value as possible, not only are you going to have organic people coming to you saying, hey, I saw your content and I just really didn't know how easy it was to buy a home. You're also going to have people that are actually going to say, man, I'm so glad that I could download this thing, because I didn't realize how easy it was. I didn't realize that I would qualify. I didn't realize whatever it is. But the whole focus needs to be on the person, understanding them inside and out, and then building everything around fixing their problems for them. Just take care of people, and money will take care of itself. Anyway, you guys, if you like this video, there's a link below. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, wherever it is, and throw a comment down below if there's anything you need from me. Let me know what it is I can help with. If there's any content that would be very helpful with regards to creating content, with regards to branding yourself, with regards to running Facebook ads, or increasing your following or anything like that on Instagram and Facebook. Appreciate it. Like I said, subscribe wherever it is, and leave a comment below so I have an idea of if this is useful, if there's something else I need to throw together for you guys to make this as valuable as possible.